Hey everybody, this is Matt from Those Dyno Guys. I thought I'd show you what we've been up to lately. This is how we're doing bottom ends a little different here at Those Dyno Guys. The biggest problem since 2003 is Harley Davidson's been using these radial bearings to support their crankshafts. From 99 to 2002, they used the Timkin bearings on the left hand side. Now that did a couple things. It stabilized that crankshaft between two angular bearings and gave, a lot more bearing surface and stabilized that crankshaft. It was a much better program. But due to the need to ramp up manufacturing for their anniversary year in 2003, they had to figure out how to cheapen up the manufacturing process. This was their answer. This is the radial bearing. Now, what we're doing at Those Dyno Guys is doing the standard nothing special Timkin conversion that a lot of shops are doing, but we're taking it one step further here. This is the right side crankcase. Normally it's this bearing simply pressed into aluminum. Nothing's holding it, there's no retaining rings, nothing. And as you can see from this bearing has been moving under load. That's all galled up aluminum. And where that was placed was right at the bottom of that stroke when you had the full weight of the pistons and the crank coming around, causing that. That's just evidence that that bearing was actually moving around. That's an unstable setup. So what we've done is make this cool little steel insert for the right side. Now we machine out the case, we make this spacer in-house, and what makes this spacer different from a lot of the other ones that, well, maybe one of the other ones out there on the market that you've seen, is they're making this steel spacer, however there's still nothing retaining that ring or that bearing in the event of a bearing failure or lockup. So what we've done is taken the idea that Harley had on the left side, where they had a retaining ring behind that radial bearing. Now what we've done is throw this little pile of crap in the garbage. We ordered up these big bad boys from S&S and made a provision in our steel insert for that. So once this new Torrington, much better quality radial bearings put in the right side, we're actually backing it up with that retaining ring in that groove. That's going to provide a very stable setup. Now that bearing, when we press it in, is going up against the shoulder. That's also something that is not in the Harley crankshaft or crankcases. Simply that bearing is just pressed in there and held in there with pressure. That's it. There's nothing holding it. So this provides an extremely stable setup, and also allows us to, when we're in the CNC mill doing the provision for that Timkin side and this side, we can actually bolt that case together, indicate in so we're dead center and true and perpendicular to that crankshaft atom. And what that does is once we're indicated in on there dead center, we can then remove that half of the crankcase and then bore this steel retaining ring so it's not going to be any more in line than that. That is a dead center, dead true setup. It doesn't get any better than that, other than perhaps double Timkin bearing in these cases like some of the guys are doing. However, for a lot of applications that might just be overkill. That's extremely labor intensive and expensive. So this is an alternative from Those Dyno Guys. It's an in-house exclusive. We have our own in-house CNC machine shop and we provide this service. So thanks for watching. Have a great day, everyone.